Right, it's like the third time I've tried to film this intro. Okay, listen, Firefly Speed Shop, we built some crazy cars, we built some big horsepower cars, we built some cars where the, 10 grand, 15 grand, 20 grand. You don't need to spend that kind of money for maximum fun with drifting. You can get into drifting, like I got into drifting a few years ago, £1,000 max. So we're gonna do a video, we're gonna do a series on how you can get into drifting. You can have maximum fun, and you can do it for £1,000, or at least the car for £1,000 anyway. You don't need to have crazy smoke. You don't need to have, brand new this, brand new that, crazy suspension, crazy lock kits or anything like that. And just before you roll the intro, thanks for all the new subs. Okay guys, in this series we're going to show you how to build a competitive drift car for under £1,000. Found a car, we've worked it out, we think we can build a car that's usable, it will link the circuits in the UK, it's going to be quick, it's cheap, and it's going to be fun and reliable. The market with drift cars is changing so much. It's currently February 2021. The price of drift cars has just gone through the roof. The price of classic, performance Japanese rear-wheel drive cars has gone through the roof. So now, in February 2021, there's only one car that fits the bill, that ticks as many boxes as you can tick, and it's not ridiculously expensive. So we think, for £1,000, you can build a car. We found a car for 500 quid. It's rough, it's rusty, it's full of shit, but 500 quid, that gives us another £500 to put suspension, diff, exhaust, seat, harness, a couple of little bits of safety bits and pieces, bonnet pins, tow hook, tow straps, and then we're going to do something with the power. But we're going to show you how you can build an entry-level drift car. This can be your first drift car, it can be a backup drift car, it can be anything, but what it needs to be is it needs to be cheap. And we think you can avoid unnecessary spending, buying for things that you don't necessarily need, and you don't need to spend 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 on your first drift car. We think you can do it for £1,000, and we're going to prove it. We're going to document how much we paid for the car, why it was 500 quid, because this is a 328 E46 coupe. It should really have been a bit higher, but it's a little bit of a mess, so we've got a little bit of tidying up to do. However, 500 quid, it gives us another £500 to make the necessary changes we're going to make. We're going to take weight out the car, we're going to weigh the car as it is, we're going to weigh the car as we'll take the weight out of the car, we're going to do the suspension, the diff, some rear arms on it, bucket seat, harness, hydro. We're going to do everything that you need to do, and we're not going to do things that you don't need to do. We're going to explain why, we're going to explain who we're using, the eBay listings that we're using, and we think it's going to be a chance for people to go out there, save money on necessarily building a car, and they can go out and spend more time behind the wheel in the seat. It's 2021 in February. Lockdown is starting to ease up just a tiny little bit. We're looking now positively towards the future. So we think April, May, June, July this year, the tracks are going to start opening up. We're going to start being able to run events again. I'm going to be able to start drifting competitively again. Can't wait. But in the meantime, now's the time. Pick up a car, get it built, get ready, and then as soon as we can hit the track, we're going to hit the track. Right, okay, I've got the GoPro out so that you guys have a better chance of seeing the car as I see the car. So I do have the skirt, I do have the front bumper. It came with the car, although obviously it wasn't attached. The skirt's missing on this side. It's a 328 E46 CI coupe. Now I think the coupe is the best looking one. The E36, the earlier model, is just a lot more expensive. There's no way you're getting a 2.8 for 500 quid in an E36. There's just no chance. However, these in a saloon or a touring, or a saloon being the 4-door, a touring, which is the 5-door, or a convertible, or in a coupe, they do come up as a 323, a 325, or 328, basically the 2.5 or the 2.8 or even the 3 litre. Now you definitely want, really, if you're starting out, you want as much power as you can get. So you want the 2.8 or the 2.5. The 2.8 or the 3 litres, the value is definitely up there, but the 2.5, I have seen these in saloons and in coupes still going for 500 quid in better condition than this. However, the opportunity came up for this. It was not in the greatest condition, but it is a 2.8 and it is a coupe, and it was 500 quid. And we think we're going to strip the car anyway. It doesn't matter about the interior or the exterior really. So let's have a look and see what we've got. This is the floor. As you can see, this would have been a nice car back in the day. The exhaust was removed because the guy took the catalytic converters off of it, and it wasn't a farm. Let's see what works. It's loud. Turn the music off. Okay, a couple of things with the E46. I'm going to explain this. There's a few things that you need to do, or a few things that you want to do, which is going to enable you to really get a high probability of getting your first drift day out the way without any real issue. There's just things that go on them that are easy to fix and early on, or preemptive measures that you can take. On this car, the accelerator pedal is just stiff. The accelerator cables on these cars, they tend to get kind of corrode inside, they get stiff, they stretch. You don't actually get full throttle when you apply the full throttle. There's a couple of things with the expansion bottle and the cooling system we're going to go over, but generally speaking, you do a couple of preemptive things and these cars just go round and round and round and round and round. But yeah, this is the inside of it. The stereo one. What's this thing? Oh shit! Hey, look at that. Cool. And the sunroof in there as well, is that? That's sweet. £500. Let's have a look inside the boot. There's the wing mirror. Yep. I don't know whether we can put the standard boxes back on it, or we're just going to make an exhaust system for it. The catalytic converters on this car, as I said, worth money, so they've been cut off at the start. Spoiler. 328 CI. It's got 4 wheels on it. We're going to have to get some practice skid wheels. We're not going to go out and buy some nice wheels. We're going to buy the cheapest wheels we can get hold of, part worn tyres, whatever we can get hold of. So let's have a look in the bonnet actually. This is the accelerator pedal thing I was talking about. Just a bit stiff. I mean, well, it's fucking broke obviously, but that is stiff. It's definitely stiffer than it should be. Try and get the bonnet. Awesome. Right. This is an M52 28 B something. Anyway, it's complete. Everything's there. It looks like there's been a cat walking across the top of it. If you see a little bit of mayonnaise or corrosion in the oil cap on a 328 or a 325, or basically any straight 6 BMW from the early 90s to the mid to late 2000s, it's not the end of the world, because it's quite common, especially a little bit of mayonnaise, which is usually indicative of a head gasket going, but in this case think it's alright. Oh yeah, sweet. This is the power steering fluid, of which there is none. Okay, we're going to remove as much as we can weight wise. Need to figure out where all the power steering fluid's gone. Do a couple of things with the cooling. We've got a few things to do to make this car drift ready, and then we're going to look at getting it mapped, getting the EWS delete, which is the immobiliser, removed. There's a few reasons why we need to do that. We're going to get into that. We're going to take the weight out of it, and we're going to start ordering parts, get some parts delivered, start detailing some of this stuff, and then we're going to try and make it look good.